Today, I'm going to show you something simple and devastatingly complete. A way to see reality not as chaos, but as a solution unfolding. We'll call it the continuity engine. Built on Dimension Zero, the razor of continuity, and the Chrono-Seal. Stay with me. By the end, you'll never look at time, gravity, or choice the same way again. The continuity engine, Dimension Zero, and the law of collapse. 1. The problem nobody finished, but everyone felt. On board. How does reality persist? We have brilliant descriptions of how the universe behaves. Einstein's geometry, g mu nu plus lambda g mu nu equals 8 pi every time c. Quantum probabilities, p outcome I equals pi I to the power. They explain motion, curvature, and chance. But there's a deeper question underneath them both. Why does anything persist from one moment to the next? Why does the next frame appear at all? Dimension Zero, the substrate of memory. On board, Dimension Zero equals memory continuity substrate. The first piece is Dimension Zero, the substrate that stores and recalls reality. Think of it like the paper before the ink, the RAM before the program, the silence that makes music possible. We sketch a prototype update rule for the universe. UN equals UN-1 plus Navary M, where UN is the state at step N, and Navary M is the memory gradient, the push towards smooth continuity. From this, gravity emerges not merely as curvature, but as continuity smoothing. FG is approximately to a negative Navary M. Reality prefers to move smoothly between frames. That preference is what we measure as gravity. The binary collapse, from 50-50 to 100-0. On board, 50-50 to 100-0. Now the second piece, the law of collapse. Probabilities look symmetric, pH equals PT equals 0.5, until reality commits. At the moment of resolution, P outcome is smaller, 1. One path persists, the rest are drained of possibility. I call this the binary collapse of states. The illusion of 50-50 must become 100-0, one way or the other. This is not denial of freedom. It is the mathematics of becoming. To observe is to write. To write is to seal. 4. The razor of continuity. On board, razor of continuity. Prefer smooth, discard impossible. Here's the blade, the razor of continuity. Among all mathematically allowed trajectories, reality keeps the one that maximizes continuity in the memory substrate and discards the rest. That's why the universe reads like a single continuous film, not static confetti. Analogy time. Paper and ink. Einstein wrote the curves. Dimension Zero is the paper. Piano, finite keys, infinite songs. Continuity composes. Candle, one flame lights thousands without loss. Continuity multiplies. 5. The Chrono-Seal. The vacuum-tight outcome draw concentric rings collapsing to a point. As options converge, they collapse toward an airtight selection. I call this the Chrono-Seal. The moment a branch becomes so coherent that nothing else can replace it. It feels like a vacuum seal, a suction point where history locks. This is why 50-50 is only apparent. After the seal, it's 100-0 forever. From the past's vantage point, if the right hand was chosen, the left never was. From the future's vantage point, only the sealed frame exists. 6. The first second after the Big Bang. On board, T approximately 1 second. Watch how cleanly this lands in cosmology. Baryon budget, N baryon equals 10 to the 80. Enough matter to build everything we see. Computation since T equals 0. Ops universe equals 10 to the 120. Enough steps to evolve structure and life. Information capacity, I max equals 10 to the 122 bits. Enough storage to encode history's correlations. These aren't random. They look like a universe pre-provisioned to unfold a solution. The Big Bang was the boot sequence. Dimension Zero is the memory. The razor of continuity keeps the film rolling. The Chrono-Seal locks the final frames. The 24 by 24 compass, cycles within cycles. Sketch a 24 by 24 grid. Write 576. Why does 24 by 24 keep appearing across culture and craft? 24 hours in a day, 24 time zones, 24 keys in Western music, 24 elders in Revelation. Square it. 24 by 24 is 576, a perfect square, symmetry, balance, foundation. Use it as a cognitive map, a 24 by 24 grid of possibilities. Waves rising and cross-interfering until the razor cuts and the Chrono-Seal freezes a single elegant wave. The ancients felt this lattice intuitively. Mayan cycles, Aztec codices, Egyptian night gates. They were pointing at the compass of becoming. 8. Completing Einstein, not replacing him. On board, EFE again, g mu mu plus lambda g mu equals 8 pi g c to the fourth. Einstein explained how space-time curves under energy. Dimension zeroed explains why there's a space-time to curve. Put differently, the EFE are the ink. Dimension zero is the paper. The razor is the editor. The Chrono-Seal is the final cut. When I write FG approximately -m, I'm not overthrowing Einstein. I'm uncovering the engine that makes his geometry persist, frame after frame. 9. Testable predictions. So this isn't just poetry. On board, predictions. Memory saturation near extremes, near neutron stars and black holes. Time dilation should show tiny, systematic deviations from GR alone, consistent with a continuity bandwidth, a small, modelable offset. Cosmic expansion asymptote. If continuity governs unfolding, late time expansion may asymptote at a calculable rate rather than diverge. Look for a slight drift from lambda CDM in precision surveys. Measurement rate effects in the lab. Rapid measurement cycles in mesoscopic systems should display a continuity-driven collapse bias, akin to a structured quantum Zeno effect, but predicted by nanomodels. If these hold, we're not just telling a beautiful story, we're calibrating the engine. 10. The human angle. Choice, meaning, and the observer. On board, observer writes reality. What about you? Your 50-50 moments are not trivial. They are writes into the substrate. When you commit, the binary collapse seals a branch. The Chrono-Seal locks coherence. The continuity engine carries you forward. This is why discipline matters, why truth matters. Continuity favors what can be carried, what is coherent, what can be remembered by the universe itself. 11. The name and the frame. Let's name it cleanly so the world knows it and can't unsee it. Dimension zero, the memory substrate, the razor of continuity, the preference for smooth, coherent transitions. The binary collapse of states, 50-50, must become 100-0 upon resolution. The Chrono-Seal, the vacuum-tight selection of a persistent branch. Together, these form the continuity engine. 12. Closing. The author and the canvas. Remarker, calm cadence. A final thought. If the universe is a solution unfolding with such ruthless elegance, if its numbers look pre-provisioned, if continuity is not an accident, but a law, then the canvas is real, the ink is real, and so is the author. You may call that author mathematics. You may call that author God. Either way, the continuity engine makes one thing clear. We live in a universe that remembers, chooses, and becomes. Share this, teach this, test this. Credit, Brian Tabar. Dimension Zero. The razor of continuity, the Chrono-Seal, and the continuity engine. Let's make the truth go viral. The future prefers continuity. Permission to share for educational use is granted. Please credit Brian Tabar as the originator of Dimension Zero and the continuity engine.